Hello, my name's AuraMaster 101.
Yo soy RC Zeroyeti.
And you guys probably didn't know this, but at one time, Zeroyeti was a hardcore, doomsday prepper.
Until I gave up on life.
And
I used to be like, I'm going to survive the apocalypse. Now I'm just like, I just want the world to end and I want to go with it.
And so we decided to play some Death Road to Canada, why he talks about some of his tendencies as a doomsday prepper. So let's get into it.
First off, me no longer being a doomsday prepper does not make me any less of a conspiracy theorist, and I firmly believe we are in an apocalypse right now because we are in one of the largest mass extinction events since the Great Dying that happened like the Permian, where like 95% of all life went extinct. And it's directly caused by, you guessed it, us. We're at an extinction rate of like over 25 species of animals and plants go extinct every single day. The temperature is rising due to the pollutants in the atmosphere. Our oceans are poisoned. We have garbage islands bigger than states. It's madness. We let thousands of people starve every day, even though we have more than enough food to feed them. We have, in the United States alone, we have more houses than we have homeless people. And most of them are abandoned, setting to rot. Like, we're in a doomsday scenario. We're not getting out of this. And I just want us to just die already, because the sooner humanity gets wiped off the face of the earth, the sooner nature can go back to being nature. Yeah, I'm that kind of supervillain.
You're the kind
yes, I sympathize with Poison Ivy. I sympathize with Ultron. I agree.
You agree with everything that they say.
Yep. Although they don't agree with each other, but oh well.
I don't know. I feel like Poison Ivy would kick Ultron's ass, don't you think?
Maybe Ultron was a little too preachy too. At least like the one from the Avengers movie.
Uh-huh.
He was like way too biblical for me. Like, and he also referenced the Bible, Pinocchio, and the dinosaurs going extinct.
Yeah, if any of the Avengers were cheap enough, they could have taken out Ultron as he was talking. Don't you agree? I'm going to monologue for the longest time. Iron Man just Tony just fucking hits him with a oh well, that's cool. I don't have my tennis racket anymore. Oh well.
Did you hit a zombie or something?
No, I broke open I've just been swinging it around.
Oh.
But now I have a piece of wood, so...
Anyway, there's a whole theory that I watched that a way to do Ultron that would have been better. It made Tony seem like less of a goddamn idiot.
Uh-huh.
And I'll post a link to the video when we upload this to YouTube. I can't remember right now. But the idea he had, the guy who had, was if you make Ultron follow Asimov's 3 laws, the 3 laws of robotics.
Yeah.
How it's they can't, in order, robots are not to harm humans, and they are to fulfill their mission, and then they are to protect themselves if it doesn't violate the first 2 laws.
Yep.
Well, if you can have Ultron understanding of humanity, if they're already doomed to fail themselves.
Right.
So it just makes it so he can't physically harm them. But he can sure as hell hire a bunch of people to harm them.
So why didn't Vision go in? Why didn't Vision go insane?
Because he was mostly Jarvis, I guess.
Okay.
But that's an idea you could do. They saw one where they're you bring in the Romanov twins. You bring in Abomination because no one knows what the fuck happened to him. You bring in the Vibranium dealer. You bring in a couple other people, and you have them form like the villain version of the Avengers. I can't remember what that. The Masters, yeah.
Kinky?
And I think that would have been a neat way to go about it. Was you had because the Avengers are always the Avengers movies have always been so far one person, a group of people versus a villain, or one person versus a villain, or one person versus like a bunch of faceless armies. I think it would be interesting to see a legion of villains versus a legion of heroes. But we're off topic.
Yeah. So what did you keep? You said that you used to have a bug bag, right?
A bug out bag.
A bug out bag.
So a bug out bag is a bag that you have in an emergency situation. It's like backpack. Mine's a backpack. Some people do duffel bags. It's full of supplies that at any point when something hits the fan, when shit hits the fan, you are ready to go. You take the bag, you're ready, you're set, you can survive on your own. Now, a bug out bag doesn't have everything you'll ever need, but generally it's a good idea to plan for a few weeks to a couple months to be able to have all the materials you need to survive on your own without having to scavenge for supplies. And that's basically like, it's called bug out bag because people do this, especially like in other countries with like dictators that, well, we do have a dictator here, but like, or when power goes out or when shit hits the fan, so people can like have their supplies ready to go in case of emergency.
Yeah, I understand.
You see a lot in like countries that have hurricane seasons. You see it a lot in like drought heavy areas. Like when the storm comes, you're ready.
Yeah. My dad used to watch Jericho like super hardcore like a couple years ago, and that like freaked him out a little, so he would like start like prepping just in case there was like a nuclear fallout scenario. But then he sort of got over it.
We're not going to survive a nuclear apocalypse.
Oh yeah, totally.
The only countries that would be safe are probably in the southern hemisphere because a lot of the nukes would be going towards the northern hemisphere.
Yep.
So Australia, because like true nuclear annihilation, a lot of people don't know this, but as far as extinguish all life on the planet nuclear annihilation, that would be every bomb has to hit. In actual like nuclear war scenario, you're looking at maybe 50-60% of those bombs hitting, which means a lot of the northern hemisphere is going to be wiped out, but a lot of the southern hemisphere is going to remain safe. Like no one's going to shoot a nuke at New Zealand.
Nope.
Very few people are going to shoot a nuke at Australia.
Oh god.
A lot of Africa is safe. Parts of South America are safe. Antarctica is safe. But like but because of so much power is held mostly in Europe now, even with them being wiped off the face of the earth, you're entering mass chaos. Like the market collapses and everything. But that's probably a simpler thing to plan for, the market collapse.
Yep.
Now you definitely pack for what you're planning. And I don't have a lot left in my bug out bag because I use this as a camping bag. But for what I have in my bug out bag, I was planning for a generalist approach. Most likely, the United States government collapses because I think it's really unstable at this point. Yeah,
just a tad bit.
Because we're getting into either a massive dictatorship or we're going to have a civil war too.
Yeah, probably.
I have emergency food ration bars with a shelf life of 5 years. And they have 2,400 calories.
That's a lot of calories.
And each 16-ounce packet contains 6 400-calorie food bars. So I don't have the expiration date on this.
Rations don't really go bad, do they?
Not really. And this is mine is apple cinnamon flavored.
Oh no, I would die immediately.
And it's like graham crackers.
No.
I remember eating one of these when I was camping, and it was like did not have enough water to even eat it. Speaking of water, I have a waterproof bag that I could put supplies in to keep it dry and keep it safe. So, always good to have because you don't want certain things getting wet. I have a thermos, which is like a green thermos that was made in like the 70s. It's metal. And it's just, you always want metal containers so that way you can boil water in it. So I have a thermos. I have a medical kit. A standard all-purpose medical kit. And it contains... What does it contain?
It contains something.
Gauze, tape, and disinfectants, generic painkillers, stuff like that.
I hate to cut you short, but we're reaching 12 minutes.
Okay, I'll just finish rinsing the bug out. And then that's also in a waterproof container. So I can get double waterproof out of it.
That's always a good
idea. I have a camping stove that I've used before. It's got the torch marks to show that I've used it before, and it's just a little camping stove. And then I also have whatever this is.
What is it?
Oh, it's a little pan.
Oh, for cooking.
A frying pan. Yep. And it's got a bowl. And that has a little pot. So I have it all folds up into one neat little package, and I have a little measuring cup with it.
Ah, neat.
We should probably go camping sometime.
Yeah. Or maybe not. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of camping.
Because you don't like camping.
Oh, well, that's bad.
What?
I'm at a siege. Well, hopefully,
What?
I'm at a siege event, but I feel like we need to end this video because we're reaching 13 minutes. I know we're reaching.
We can end it at 15 minutes.
Huh?
We can end it at 15 minutes.
Oh, okay. So let's keep on going for a while longer.
I have 2 aluminum blankets, which are like those weather blankets.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And then I also have a survival compass whistle matchbox combo.
Neat.
Where it's waterproof to keep matches. It's got a compass, so I know my direction, and then it's got an emergency whistle. Oh, and a magnesium striker on one side, but...
And so you can just blow it if you're out in the middle of nowhere. And
it's a signaling device.
And people can find you, basically.
Yep.
Oh, that's good.
And I have toilet paper, because you always want toilet paper.
Obviously.
Oh, I forgot I have these. I have these things called yo-yo reels.
Yo-yo what?
Yo-yo reels. They're like fishing reels you can attach to sides of trees and throw out the line, and then when something tugs on the end of the line, it snaps back like a snare.
Uh-huh.
And pulls the fish out of the water. And you can also use them as snares.
And so for rabbits and stuff.
Yep.
All right. Well,
flip around to the other side. if this opens, toilet paper, more yo-yo reels, and then empty plastic bags in case you find something that you don't want water to get into. What's this?
I don't know.
More yo-yo reels.
Hey!
I have like 10 of these.
Because
I bought them in like a bulk pack of 20 or something because I was splitting them with a friend. Then I got cordage, which is just stuff to tie stuff up with. I've got bandanas. And that's you can use it for filtering or face masks. If you're like going into a dusty or you find yourself like in a desert, I recommend it because you never know when sands get kick up. Dust. And then I have water purification tabs, which that's in case like you don't have access to clean water. I have another aluminum blanket. More bags. And I have these things called emergency purified drinking water packets. And directions for use on these is for 24 hours, do not drink any water unless you are injured or sick. Avoid conditions that cause sweating or thirst. Discard bag if air or water escapes when squeezed. Only use this in times of rest. So there's like, I think this is basically isopropyl, like, you know, the
isopropyl alcohol?
Where it's like the H2O2. I think that's this.
Oh. Well,
so it's like it's drinkable. It will make you sick unless you really need water.
I destroyed my car. We can technically continue on, but we're at like 17 minutes.
Okay.
So I think this is a good... Huh?
That's my bug out bag.
Okay. Well, this was Death Road to Canada. Maybe we'll revisit this again and talk more about like apocalypse situations and such. But for now, I'm AuraMaster 101.
I'm Zeroyeti.
Bye!